Stop being nice. Yes, you heard that right. Stop being nice. For too long, we have been told to be nice, to be agreeable, to say yes even when we want to say no. We have been conditioned to put others before ourselves, to smile when we are hurt, to accommodate when we should stand our ground. Being nice is something we're taught from a young age. Be polite, be agreeable, don't ruffle any feathers. And so we grow up believing that in order to be liked, in order to be accepted, we must always say yes, always smile, always put others first, even when it comes at the cost of our own well-being. But there's a difference between being nice and being kind. And if you don't understand that difference, the world will walk all over you. Being nice often means suppressing your true feelings. It means agreeing when you actually disagree. It means saying, I'm fine when you're clearly not. It means allowing others to take advantage of your time, your energy, and your kindness because you don't want to upset anyone. It means going along with things just to avoid conflict. But let me ask you this, what happens to you in the process? What happens to your dreams, your ambitions, your voice? Kindness, on the other hand, is strength. Kindness is honesty. It is setting boundaries. It is knowing when to say yes and when to say no. It is standing your ground with grace. It is speaking your truth, even if it makes others uncomfortable. Kindness does not mean you allow yourself to be disrespected. It does not mean you let people walk all over you just because you don't want to be seen as difficult. True kindness starts with respecting yourself first. The world does not need more people who are simply nice. The world needs people who are bold, who are real, who are unafraid to take up space. You don't have to be rude, but you do have to be firm. You don't have to be aggressive, but you do have to be confident. You don't have to be liked by everyone, but you do have to be respected. So the next time someone expects you to say yes when you want to say no, don't hesitate. The next time someone makes you feel guilty for choosing yourself, remind yourself that your dreams, your time, your energy, they matter. You matter. You do not exist to please everyone. You exist to become the best version of yourself. And that will never happen if you keep shrinking yourself to fit into other people's expectations. Being kind is about balance. It's about knowing that you can be compassionate without being a pushover. You can be respectful without being submissive. You can be strong without being cold. That is the power of true kindness. It's time to stop being nice in the way the world expects and start being kind in the way that honors who you are. Because the moment you do that, you'll stop living for others and finally start living for yourself. Why do we feel the need to apologize for who we are? Why do we shrink ourselves to fit into a version that makes other people comfortable? From the moment we start dreaming big, we are told to slow down, to be careful, to not get ahead of ourselves. We are told that being too ambitious is intimidating, that speaking up too much is being too loud, that taking charge is being too bossy. And so, we start saying sorry. Sorry for wanting more. Sorry for having opinions. Sorry for being confident. Sorry for wanting to be seen. But here's the truth, you do not have to apologize for being yourself. I think about all the times you held yourself back. The times you stayed quiet when you had something to say. The times you let others take credit for your work. The times you said yes just to avoid disappointing someone, even though every part of you was screaming to say no. The times you made yourself smaller just so someone else wouldn't feel insecure around you. But for what? To make sure people like you. To avoid standing out. To fit into a mold that was never made for you in the first place. Stop apologizing for wanting more out of life. Stop apologizing for being smart, for being talented, for being ambitious. Stop apologizing for working hard and expecting results. Stop apologizing for walking into a room and owning your space. The world will tell you to dim your light because it makes others uncomfortable. But your light is not meant to be dimmed. Your light is meant to shine, and if that makes some people uneasy, that is not your problem to solve. You will never be able to make everyone happy. No matter what you do, there will always be someone who thinks you're too much or not enough. Someone will always have an opinion about your choices, your personality, your success, but you cannot live your life for them. You cannot change yourself for the approval of people who don't even know your struggles, your sacrifices, or your journey. Confidence is not arrogance. Knowing your worth is not being self-centered. Prioritizing yourself is not selfish. It is necessary. You have to stop waiting for permission to be great. You have to stop seeking validation from people who wouldn't know what to do with your dreams, even if they had them. You have to stop apologizing for taking up space in this world because you belong here. You belong in every room, at every table, in every opportunity that aligns with your purpose. So the next time you feel the need to say sorry for simply being who you are, stop. You are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out. You are here to make an impact. You are here to live boldly, fearlessly, and unapologetically. Own that. Live that. And never say sorry for it. Saying no is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Yet so many people struggle with it. We are taught that saying yes makes us likable, agreeable, and easy to work with. We say yes because we don't want to disappoint others, because we fear rejection, because we think that if we refuse, we will lose opportunities or relationships. But in reality, every time you say yes to something that drains you, distracts you, or pulls you away from your own goals, you are saying no to yourself. Think about it. How many times have you committed to something you didn't want to do just to avoid an uncomfortable conversation? How many times have you put yourself last just to accommodate someone else's expectations? How many times have you sacrificed your time, your energy, your peace, just because you didn't want to be seen as difficult or selfish? But here's the truth, saying no is not selfish. It's necessary. If you do not set boundaries, people will take whatever you give them. And if you keep saying yes to everything, eventually you'll have nothing left for yourself. You'll be exhausted, overworked, and frustrated, living a life that revolves around making other people happy instead of chasing what truly matters to you. That is not a life of power, that is a life of compromise. And you were not put on this earth to live a life of compromise. You have to understand that your time is valuable, your energy is valuable, your dreams are valuable. You cannot afford to waste them on things that do not align with your purpose. If something does not serve you, you have the right to walk away. If someone disrespects you, you have the right to set boundaries. If an opportunity doesn't feel right, you have the right to decline it. You do not owe anyone an explanation for prioritizing yourself. Saying no does not make you a bad person. It does not mean you don't care. It simply means you respect yourself enough to protect your own well-being. It means you understand that you cannot pour from an empty cup. It means you know that in order to give your best, you have to be at your best. And that only happens when you stop overcommitting and start focusing on what truly matters. The people who truly respect you will understand your boundaries. The ones who get upset when you say no, they were only benefiting from your inability to set limits. And that's not your burden to carry. So stop feeling guilty for choosing yourself. Stop saying yes just to keep the peace. Stop prioritizing everyone else at the cost of your own happiness. The most successful, confident, and powerful people are not afraid to say no. And if you want to step into your full potential, you must learn to do the same. You do not need permission to put yourself first. Give yourself that permission. No matter what you do in life, someone will always have something to say. You could be the kindest, most hardworking, most well-intentioned person, and still there will be people who criticize you, misunderstand you, or judge you. That's just the way the world works. And if you spend your life trying to make everyone happy, you will end up making yourself miserable. Trying to please everyone is exhausting. It's a never-ending cycle. Because no matter how much you give, there will always be someone who thinks it's not enough. No matter how successful you become, there will always be people who think you don't deserve it. No matter how much you try to be likable, there will always be those who find a reason not to like you. So why waste your energy? Why keep bending, adjusting, and shrinking yourself for people who will never be satisfied? The truth is, the people who truly matter in your life will accept you for who you are. They won't require you to change, to act smaller, to compromise your values just to fit their idea of what you should be. And the ones who walk away when you start living on your own terms, they were never meant to be part of your journey anyway. Let them go. The moment you stop chasing approval is the moment you set yourself free. Free from the pressure of constantly needing to prove yourself. Free from the burden of making sure everyone around you is comfortable while you suffer in silence. Free from the fear of being judged for living life on your own terms. The people who criticize you are often the ones who are too afraid to do what you're doing. They are too scared to take risks, so they mock the ones who do. They are too insecure about their own lives, so they project their fears onto others. But their opinions are not your truth, so stop trying to fit into every box. Stop watering yourself down to be more digestible. Stop apologizing for making choices that serve your happiness. You cannot be everything to everyone, and you shouldn't have to be. The only approval you need is your own. Think about the people who have changed the world, the people you admire, the people who inspire you. Do you think they got to where they are by trying to make everyone happy? No. They stood their ground. They believed in their vision. They didn't let the fear of judgment hold them back. And neither should you. Live boldly, speak your truth, take up space. The right people will respect you, the right opportunities will find you, and the right doors will open. But first you have to let go of the need to be liked by everyone. Because in the end, what truly matters is not how many people approve of you. It's how deeply you approve of yourself. Confidence is not about being the loudest person in the room. It's not about arrogance or acting like you're better than anyone else. Confidence is about knowing your worth even when no one else sees it. It's about standing tall even when people doubt you. It's about trusting yourself even when the world tells you otherwise. And the moment you start choosing confidence over approval, everything changes. Too many people go through life seeking validation. They wait for permission to speak, to act, to dream. They look to others for approval before making decisions, as if someone else's opinion matters more than their own. But the truth is, the more you seek approval, the more power you give away. Because when you live for validation, you become trapped in a cycle of trying to please people who will never fully understand your journey. Why do we feel the need to be liked by everyone? Why do we let other people's opinions dictate how we feel about ourselves? You can be the most talented person in the world and still someone will think you're not good enough. You can be the hardest worker in the room and still someone will say you don't deserve success. You can be kind, generous, and genuine and still there will be people who criticize you. So why waste your time chasing approval when the only approval that truly matters is your own? Confidence is about walking into a room and not wondering if people will like you. It's about walking into a room and knowing that you belong there. It's about believing in yourself so deeply that no amount of rejection, criticism, or doubt can shake your foundation. The world doesn't reward people who constantly seek validation. It rewards those who take action, who trust themselves, who show up with conviction, even when the odds are against them. The key to confidence is simple. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough, smart enough, talented enough. Stop waiting for the world to validate your dreams. The moment you stop looking for approval, you start focusing on what really matters, becoming the person you were meant to be. This doesn't mean you won't have moments of doubt. Everyone does. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people don't let doubt stop them. They don't shrink themselves to make others comfortable. They don't let fear hold them back. They move forward even when people don't believe in them. So start believing in yourself. Walk into every situation knowing you have something valuable to offer. Stop worrying about whether people will approve of you and start focusing on whether you approve of yourself. Because confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about trusting yourself enough to keep going, even when no one is clapping for you yet. Fear is the one thing that holds people back from living the life they truly want. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping outside the comfort zone. But here's the truth, you were not born to play small. You were not meant to live a life of hesitation, constantly wondering what could have been if only you had taken that risk, spoken up, or believed in yourself just a little more. The only way to truly live is to stop letting fear control you and start embracing who you are unapologetically. People will tell you to be careful. They will tell you to take the safer path, to not aim too high, to not expect too much. But are you really going to let someone else decide the limits of your potential? Are you going to shrink yourself just because it makes others more comfortable? The people who achieve great things in life are the ones who refuse to let fear dictate their choices. They know that failure is part of the process, that mistakes are lessons, that rejection is redirection. And most importantly, they know that being fearless doesn't mean never feeling scared, it means moving forward despite the fear. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone. It's easy to go with the flow, to not take risks, to settle for a life that feels familiar. But is that really the life you want? Playing it safe might keep you from failing, but it will also keep you from winning. It will keep you from discovering your true potential. It will keep you from the experiences, the opportunities, and the success that could have been yours if only you had been brave enough to go for it. The world belongs to those who dare to take up space, those who refuse to stay silent when they have something to say, those who step forward when an opportunity presents itself instead of waiting for someone else to go first. Those who know that they have every right to be here, in every room, at every table, in every conversation. Because confidence is not about arrogance, it's about owning your place in the world. So stop second-guessing yourself. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, because there is no perfect moment. Stop worrying about what people will say. Because no matter what you do, someone will always have an opinion. What matters is your opinion of yourself. Are you proud of how you are showing up in your own life? Are you chasing what truly sets your soul on fire? Are you taking the risks necessary to build the future you want? Be fearless, be bold, be completely, unapologetically yourself. The people who belong in your life will respect that. The opportunities that are meant for you will find you. And the future you've always dreamed of, it's waiting for you. But you have to be brave enough to go after it.